Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Hero Arts video. This is Mindy Egan. Today I'll be walking you through the My Monthly Hero Kit for April 2021, and it is all about geometric shapes and designs. This month's kit has a 6x8 clear stamp set, 16 coordinating frame cuts, 3 geometric rotating stencils, 3 ink cubes in tangerine, grape juice, and raspberry jam, and 1 ink blending brush. I'm going to walk you through how to use the stencils in the kit and how I created this card, and also some more inspiration at the end of the video, so be sure to stick around. Here's a quick look at the stamp set with these really fun geometric critters and some great sentiments like thank you, hello, and happy birthday, along with the coordinating dies. You'll also be getting the 3 ink cubes in tangerine, grape juice, and raspberry jam, and also a Hero Arts ink blending brush. Now there are 3 geometric layering stencils in this kit. These can be used individually or all together. You can turn them, you can layer them. There are so many possibilities with this layering stencil. So I'm going to show you a few ideas of how you can use them individually and together. Now the first thing I'll be doing is I have some cardstock that I have cut to 6x6, which is about the size of the stencil, and I am going to take one of the stencils here, this has got the line art on it, and spray it with pixie spray. This is a light tack repositionable adhesive for stencils, so you just spray the back of your stencil, let that sit for about a minute so it's just tacky, and then you can attach this to your card. When you go to remove this, it is not going to rip your paper, so that's why it's a really great low tack spray. You can also use a piece of low tack tape to adhere your stencil to your paper, and I'll show you that later on in the video. So first I'm going to take my ink blending brush and I'm going to pick up some Splash Reactive ink. I really was kind of just in a blue tones mood while I was making this video, but definitely go ahead and use the bright colors that are in the kit as well. Those are really fun to work with. So I loaded up my ink blending tool, just kind of used circular motion to pick up the ink and applied it all over my stencil. Then I'm going to carefully pick up the stencil and peel it away from the cardstock. And we are left with this really cool design on our cardstock right now. So at any point you can stop and you're going to have an amazing design. Now what's really cool is you take your stencil and you just turn it, and you're going to have another layer to add. This is still using the same stencil. Now I didn't wipe my stencil off because I'm coming in with a darker blue. This is Blue Hawaii, and I'm just applying that over it. Since it's a lighter color, I'm not really concerned with that getting into my inks or anything. It's going to blend all together really well. So we have some nice contrast with the light and the dark blue, and that makes a great background all on its own. Here is the second stencil out of that set. This one has these quarter circles on them, and once again I used that low tack repositionable adhesive, so the pixie spray, and I'm using the same colors as before just to make this simple and easy, which is the Splash Reactive ink. So I will cover this entire background with that ink. Then I can carefully just peel this away, and like I said, this is great all on its own. At any point you can stop, and these are really great. Now if you want to change up colors, I have a paper towel laid down and I'm wiping over my stencil with a baby wipe. That towel underneath is going to catch any wetness that might seep through or any color that transfers. So I'm just going to pick that up, wipe the bottom of it, and then I'm going to take a rag or any type of towel and just dry that off. Now I'm bringing the stencil back in. You can see this is the original position I was in. So I'm just going to turn it and lay that back down over my cardstock. And this is going to give us another design. So now for this one, I thought I would change it up and really give some contrast to this background. I didn't use this in the card today, but I just wanted to show you for an example. So this is the Purple Galaxy Reactive ink, really nice, bright, bold purple. And I will ink this over the entire background once again. Now you're going to see at the end of this video, I have a ton of inspiration to share with you from the Hero Arts design team. You can use not just inks, you can use pastes or sprays, any type of medium that you have that can go over a stencil. Now here is a look at the two backgrounds we've created so far using just the individual stencils themselves. Now I'm taking this third stencil. This one's really fun and has some larger shapes on them. So I sprayed that again with the pixie spray, and then coming in with the splash and just making sure I have all of those areas covered. The more ink you apply, the darker that color is going to appear. So if you wanted this to be kind of a little on the lighter end, just don't apply as much ink. So after that first layer was done, I took the stencil and I turned it and applied it on the cardstock again. And this one is using the blue Hawaii ink. Now I'm going over this quite a bit so it's really dark on that background. And we have a really fun geometric pattern going on. Now we are taking that line art stencil and I'm going to hold this one down with some tape. So I'm just finding some open areas on the stencil so it's not in the way when I ink blend. And then I'm bringing in Purple Galaxy Reactive ink. And this one's really going to stand out against the blue background. And then I'll give you a look at some of the backgrounds that I created, some on screen, some off screen. I have one here that I already trimmed down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 that I will be using for my card today. But here are a few other ones. This is one we did on camera. I have the line art and then one I did with some of the colors from the kit. Now I wanted to try and create a scene for my background. So I took a piece of kiwi cardstock. This is about 2 inches by 4 1/4. And I'm stamping down this thank you in black intensified ink. And I'm also taking another smaller sentiment that says, "You're a solid friend." I love a good pun, so that was really fun. And I know this is not included in the kit, but this is a huge staple for me, is this cloudy sky die. I love these rolling clouds. So I trimmed that down and added that with a tape runner to my panel. And then I'm attaching that bottom. So I kind of have grass, my clouds, and then I'm using that geometric background for my sky. These are images from the kit that I went ahead and stamped off screen in black ink, starting with my tree that I'm just adding with a tape runner because it's the furthest item in the back of my card. Then I have this cute little dog that I'm adding foam squares to add a little dimension, and then my dragonfly that I also added some foam squares to. So I really love how this card came out. I think by breaking up that background a little bit with the grass and the clouds really helped turn this into a scene. Next, I'm going to show you more ways to use this kit. These are cards from the design team members that were shown during the countdown. This first one is by Debbie, doing some ink smooshing with her stencil and these beautiful, bright, vibrant colors. Lydia shares this really cute scene using the stencil on the front of the card and then inside the circle using the flower stamps and stamping a background behind the cute fox. Sika uses the geometric fish off of the stamp set and has strips of cardstock cut down to give the look of water. This card from myself during the countdown uses the dragonfly image and I stamped it numerous times over an ink blended area so it has a silhouette look to it. Maria uses white acrylic paint and gilding flakes with the stencil for this really bright and shiny background. Daniel gives us this beautiful monochromatic scene using some of the images off of the stamp set. Jessica uses one of the stencils from the kit and adds glimmer paste for a shiny background for the geometric fish. Shannon uses the flower images and does a repeating pattern in a rainbow of colors for a beautiful little garden. Pam pairs the geometric dragonflies and the thank you with some larger strips of cardstock for a very colorful background. And Alina uses one of the stencils from the kit and does it on colored cardstock for kind of a tone-on-tone look. Additional information can be found over on the Hero Arts blog, and this kit can be purchased at the Hero Arts website at heroarts.com. Thanks so much for joining, and see you again soon.